Hey everyone, it's Deanna Fenton with Simple Steps to Online Success. And today's simple step, I am going to show you one of my very favorite graphic editing tools. And I'll be real honest with you, I'm really not that great at graphic design. I know you're shocked. But it's true, and I'm always looking for something that makes it real quick and easy because, of course, just like you, don't have a lot of time to be spending on this kind of stuff, but it's so important for your branding and your image. Now, I'm sure you've seen, like I have, people do a lot of quotes, and they're posting things both on Facebook and also on Pinterest with a motivational quote attached to it. And a lot of times these are produced by big companies and people are just sharing existing things. But what if you could go ahead and make your own with some of your very favorite quotes? And you could even brand it the way that I did here. So this is one that I did in June, which a quote that really struck me at the time. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you're heading. So what I'm going to do is show you how I would create this using, again, one of my current favorite tools. And the tool is called Canva. And it not only works for creating graphics for your social media, but you can use it to create posters, flyers. If we scroll here, and it's Canva, Canva.com. If I scroll more to the right, you see they already have these templates created that you can use, whether it's for a post, an app, an ad, Pinterest, invitations, business cards, all kinds of graphic design templates already made and ready for you to fill in. So in this situation, for example, what I'm going to do is show you what I do for motivational quotes. I happen to have subscribed to an email newsletter, and I did this years and years and years ago, and I've been receiving it every single day ever since. And what I do is I create a Word document. And in this Word document, every time I get a quote in the morning, and if it's something that resonates with me, I simply copy and paste it with the author's name attributed to it and put it in this Word document, which right now I can't find for you. So hang on a sec. Okay, so here we are. This is my Word document, simply named Motivational Quotes for Social Media. And you can see in here I just copy and paste any ones that I come across that mean something to me. Now, even if you don't subscribe to the email like I do, it's real easy just to Google it. And if you Google it, you can pick pretty much any topic that you're interested in and look for quotes that are associated with it. So if, for example, your topic of the day is success, you can simply do a Google search and look up something by success. So right here, for an example, I went ahead and Googled it, and you can just see there's just tons and tons and tons of examples. The other exciting thing to do is come up with your own quote and just attribute it to yourself. I think that has a lot of power in it as well, because it kind of conveys to your audience sort of your perspective and more about you when you share that type of thing. So now that we have in mind what we want to do is do one of these Facebook posts with a quote, I'm going back to Canva and I am going to select the Facebook post template. Now the good thing about Canva is there's a couple of different ways to go. They give you some really nice looking options here in terms of backgrounds and kind of designs already in place. Now let me just tell you that much of Canva is free, but sometimes with some of these templates that have more of the graphic design, the photos and the layout already done for you, they might charge you $1 or $2. but it's totally up to you. So these are examples of layouts. So let's just say this really pretty one about peaches. If this was for a farmer's market, for example, and they wanted to be doing a post to let people know peaches are in season, this would be a great option. Now, if you want to start from scratch, you can click on background. And here again, and now you can see these ones that say free. And you could just have a simple colored background, like this lavender one. I think I better get rid of this one. There we go. And there's our lavender one, or this beautiful green with the drops, or here's a gorgeous blue sky with clouds. Now, as we start to get into some of these, you can see there's a little price that pops up. If we use this sky one, it's $1. Just so you're aware of it, so you don't get surprised at the end. The other good thing, of course, is you can upload your own image. So you can see, for example, I happen to have purchased this image myself, and I could just use this one. And you can see it's real simple to resize it to whatever I want it to be to fill that space. And that's another option. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear all these guys out, and I'm going to show you one start to finish. So what I'm going to do is, because I've wanted to use the branding image that I created, I'm going to go to Uploads, and I'm going to say I want to upload my own image. And I have saved that one on my desktop. And there we go. So I have my JPEG. And what I did with this JPEG image is I went ahead and branded it, as you can see, with my own tagline and my website URL. So I can go ahead and enlarge this to fill that space. You can also crop it when we're done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of drag this over here. So it's like that, and we're just going to crop off this edge when we're done. So now I'm going to go to my text and say that I want to add text. And you can see also, once again, you've got some really clever little banners and little speech bubbles that you might want to use. So you could just go crazy, and all of this stuff here is free. But all I'm going to do is just say I want to add text, and I'm going to go back to that motivational quote, and let's find something that looks appropriate. Okay, well, I'm just going to grab this one. It's kind of appropriate for the image. And so I just copied it. I highlighted the text, and because I'm using my PC, I right-clicked and selected Save. And now I'm going to paste my quote in there. So now, because of the size of the font that was the default, which I'm not going to keep anyway, it got kind of big. But again, look at how easy it is just to grab these bars and move stuff around. And it's black, which is a little too dark. So I can go up here and click on this and turn the text to white. And I am going to also align it to the center. So I just clicked that down arrow and clicked it. Or maybe to the right. I think the right looks better. Now, if I don't like this font and I don't feel that it really matches, if I click on the fonts, you can see, look how many options there are. There's just lots and lots. This one called Engagement is pretty. Kind of looks almost like handwriting. And then you can resize that text because, oops, that's a little too big. 64, yeah, I think 64 is pretty good. Now, if I think that this white on the clouds is a little not showing up well enough, look, I can just drag this down and center it right there, and that looks pretty darn good, don't you think? So again, I like having the fact that it's branded with my name and my website URL, and but this is something that's meaningful for me and something that I would want to share. So now that we're going to finish up with this, we're going to do this button up here that says link and publish. So you can link to this image, but most of the time what you're going to do is, if you're going to use it for the web, you're going to save it as an image. If you wanted to use it for printing, because remember there are templates in here for flyers and posters and that type of thing, you can save it as a PDF. But we're going to save this as an image. And see, it's telling me I get to use this free of charge because I only used free elements and I used one of my very own images. And now I can download my design. So you can see down here in the left hand corner it's downloaded. So now I have this image, and it happened to have been saved as a PNG file, which you can upload to the web very easily. Sometimes it might save it as a JPEG. Now remember, we didn't crop this, and I did kind of miss that. So one other tool, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek on this one too, because I'm going to do another video on this one, is a great video tool called PicMonkey. So this is PicMonkey, and very similar to Canva. This lets you do a lot of editing and touch up of images, and it's also a really great tool to have. It's always been free with, it's kind of what they call freemium, which means some of it is free and other items are available only if you pay something for it. So let's take a look at doing another image, but we're going to use one of their backgrounds. So if I go back to the starting point and say I want a Facebook post, as you recall, we've got all these pre-made ones. So if I was going to find something that I could do something, this is a kind of nice one. Top 10 tips for sun safety. So this could actually be a really good link back to a Facebook post. It could be a good image to use for other social media. And you could always very easily, as you can see here, we could edit this text and change all of it. Now the other option that they have is these blank ones. So again, it's got a layout here, or you could have a layout where it's split into either vertically or horizontally. And I'm going to go in here now and I'm just going to grab one of their backgrounds, and it's looking them up. Here we go. And I'm going to find just a free one, and maybe this nice blue pattern here. Whoops. And again, grabbing my text. Maybe this time what I'd like is a little, a little speech bubble here. I can change this to something like, maybe it's new. And I could change the color of this text. I could change the font. I could change the size, etc. So you can see there's just a lot of things that are available to work with Canva. And again, you can always link and publish as long as you've used either their free elements or an image of your own. It's completely free. Even if you're using some of their premium backgrounds or premium bits of their elements, it's still a really reasonable cost. So anyway, that's our simple step for today. Again, I've got my image ready that I can go post on my Facebook page or into Pinterest too. And remember, you can use this for flyers, posters, business cards. I mean, there's just really a ton of, and the thing is, they're all pre-sized already for the different social media. So like a Google Plus photo, which is your banner photo for your Google Plus page, they've already got the dimensions already in there. Your Facebook cover, um, the blog graphics, looks like a Kindle cover. There's just a huge amount. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this simple step today for creating free or extremely cheap graphics for all your online media. This is Deanna Fenton. Have a great day.